Good to see you again,
Hi, my man.
Meet Guy.
It's good to see you. Good to see you.
From the NFL, okay?
Yeah.
Now,
I try to be.
what's that?
I try to be.
Yeah. But Super Bowl champion as well.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But he has come up with how many times have you been sitting, you're standing at your sink in the morning, getting ready, and you wish that you had more space, all right?
Yep.
He came up with a smart sink tray, which is unlike anything else out there. How did you come up with this?
You know what? And we were actually, a lot of people are not gonna like this. We're playing Pittsburgh, man, and pedestal sinks, East Coast. Dropped something behind the toilet. I wasn't picking it up. It just happened to be my toothbrush. And, you know, I was adamant. I called down, got another toothbrush, but it had to be a solution to this problem. I ended up putting a towel over the pedestal sink and went home and went to the drawing board.
Well, you travel. You travel a lot. When you play football, you play a professional sport, whether it's NBA, NFL, whatever it is, you travel a lot. And so you're always in a different place. What I like about what you invented, and we're going to show it to you in a second, too, is the fact that it's universal. You can take it wherever you go.
Exactly.
Completely portable.
Yeah.
Take it on a cruise, take it wherever you want. You ready to go see it?
Yeah, it's called the Style Pro Sink Tray. It's brand new, and it's going to give you instant extra room for your bathroom countertop. And whether you have a pedestal sink or whether you have a standard sink, it works on both. It gives you an extra 288 square inches of extra counter area, and it's perfect for your ladies, for your makeup, guys, for your shaving stuff, hair tools, travel, tight spaces.
Here's the problem right here. On this sink right here, this is the problem where you have all the appliances, you've got the creams, you've got the combs, you've got the brush, you've got everything everywhere. It's a mess, right?
It's clutter.
But here is the smart sink tray that Bernard invented, and tell us about it if you would.
So, like we said, 288 square inches of additional counter space. So, so many people, you know, when you have pedestal sinks like this, or if you even have some space, you're reaching, and right now you have everything directly in front of you. So this is awesome to be able to keep it. If you want to run your water, whatever it may be, it's heat resistant to your flat irons, your curling irons. It's an awesome product.
Yeah, and everything stays there. Notice that it's perforated through. So if you have liquid or anything that needs to go through there, if you're shaving and you have your shaving stuff out there, everything stays right there. Bob, you actually have one that will show everybody how it
This is it right here. It's hinged, so it's hinged, so it's great for easy storage, okay? You can put this under the sink or whenever you're not using it. And then you just undo it just like that. And I have it backwards for the moment. Let me put it this way, okay? Right? Just like this.
Just like that.
And it's got 4 little feet on the bottom, so it's not going to budge. It's going to be nice and sturdy when you have it in place. Let me turn it over once again. Now, notice, and it's very, very important to know this, the water is going to be able to continue to run because of this gap area that's right behind it. And there you can see it. I don't know if we can get a shot of it or not.
Right through here.
But it's clear, so the water is going to be able to run there without any problem whatsoever. I just think it's a genius. When I saw that, I said, Mike, it's one of those items, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, it's awesome. And I mean, I think, you know, when you look at it, it's portable, as we said. You can take it, your dorm rooms, your cruise ships, in your home. It's easy to clean. It's actually dishwasher safe. And as we were talking about the rubber adhesives on the bottom, that's going to keep it from sliding. You have your hinge, that stainless steel is not going to rust.
Yep.
So it's a great product for so many people. It solves the problems for the clutter. It solves the problem keeping everything directly in front of you.
And you don't have to worry about putting, ladies, if you have curling irons and things like that, because it's rated up to 300 degrees, so you don't have to worry if you leave anything hot on there. Hot hair dryers, stuff like that. It'll fit on most of your pedestal and your traditional sinks as well. And it literally, what it does is it takes that big gaping hole and kind of puts it out of the way and puts a cover on it, right? It's almost like, you know, the dining room table that converts, right? It has you get that extra space. You can pop it out, make it bigger or smaller, but it turns that big hole of a sink into a shelf so you can do all your jobs. And you know, guys, it could be shaving in the morning, ladies putting your makeup on, and you want all your stuff in front of you, and maybe you don't have room in another part of your sink, or maybe you don't, you know, maybe you live in an apartment, or you're a college kid and you live in a dorm, or you're, you know, or you're an athlete or whatever, and you're traveling. You need that counter space. Let's show you some before and afters. Bob, look at how this changes everything.
There's the problem. I mean, everything is really cluttered, as you can see in the before shot. You've got things that are right on the very edge of that sink. They're ready to fall into the sink, creating even a bigger problem. But look at that after shot. Because of the smart sink tray that Bernard invented, he created this, okay, to save us all the time, as we've mentioned, up to 288 square inches of additional space. So now you can put everything comfortably right in front of you. You're able to have easy access to it. But also see the drainage holes that he put in there? So,
Yeah.
you know, everything's going to be able to, you know, filter right through without a problem.
You know, whenever I see ideas like this, I like to imagine the guy, right? And I could see him, like, I could see Bernard, like, in a hotel just going, man, this is a pain in the, you know what? Why doesn't somebody, because in a hotel, right? Well, you know, you pay for every little extra square footage in a hotel, so everything is jammed up real small.
Sure.
You know, and he had mentioned East Coast, you know, you see these pedestal sinks, fancy things, but there's not a counter to do anything. This gives you a built-in counter, and the nice thing is you remove it immediately. And ladies, you know when you do makeup, what does your sink look like after? It's a total mess, right? This get from powders and makeups and whatever creams, it gets in there. This traps all that, so it's not gonna mess up your sink. You can rinse this off and then you can store it. It folds so you can fit it in your suitcase when you travel as well. Exactly. You know, and then you've got that instant organization. Heck, you can even keep the tray open and move everything off the sink and keep it that way. When you need it again, you bring it back over. So that's what it's ideal for. That's the good part, is that it solves all these problems. The bad part is, as we keep saying, we never get enough quantity of these things because, you know, this is first out of the gate. So we come out, we have, you know, we have a certain amount of units. Bernard only brought in about 400. We're actually down to about 300 now. So if you want it, it's $17.48 to get it home. You're gonna love it. You're gonna instantly transform that sink that you never use other than just to brush your teeth, and you're going to turn it into a prep area for you to get ready in the morning. Right?
And I mean, it's awesome because if we look at it too, as we talk about this slip going around, you have to worry about anything falling off. As the rubber adhesive on the bottom, you have to worry about it sliding, but it keeps everything directly in front of you. No reaching around, you know, no, as far as if you want to do other things, you can multitask right there in front of you, and it keeps it so simple.
It's very well made. It's heavy duty, which it had to be because it has a hinge on the back that locks into place when you put it over the sink. So Bernard had to use extra heavy gauge on this to make sure that it's very, very stable. You never worry about it sinking in or falling in or caving in. It's never going to do that. And as Bob is showing you, the dimensions are perfect. It fits on any standard sink that you need. And think about it like, you know, I think about getting to work in the morning. I have sinks like that, right? There's not a lot of space on either side. So I jam everything in one corner, including the toothbrush and the thing where, you know, like we were with the toothbrush snappy, the razor thing. All my stuff is all crowded in one corner. And if you look at all the stuff that we have set up here, there's a lot of stuff, but for ladies getting ready in the morning and guys, this is part of your daily routine. You gotta have all this stuff out, right?
Got to. And I mean, for me, I'm a germaphobe, and so I like to keep things kind of spacious. So it's almost like that dinner plate. You don't want your food touching. So I'm kind of like this. So
that's all right.
I keep everything. I love to be organized. I love to have everything directly in front of me. And as you guys say, just for the hotels and everything else is awesome.
Campers. How about campers?
RVs. Yes,
hey, it is. We were talking with the last presentation. It's about little details that make your day better. Think about it, right? If you got everything stacked up on the sink like I just did over there, and something falls off the floor because you don't have enough room and it breaks, there's the start of your day. Now you're already like, oh, son of a, you know, you're already angry when you're going out there. I said, son of a gun. You're already mad. This is going to give you that peace of mind. This is going to be like, I got everything I need. I want to shave. I can floss. I can do everything you need to do, and it's right there. It's not falling in the sink. It's not falling over the side. It's right here. In fact, look. Everything on this tray.
That's right.
I can move it. I can bring it right back and look at the sink is nice and clean when I'm done. There's no scuzz all over the place. You know, even little bits of hair. You know what I'm talking about. It's all kind of trapped for it as a chance.
But Bernard,
to get in there.
you've thought of everything about this because I would have thought, first of all, would just make it all solid, okay? As a tray, that's what I would think. But he didn't. He went one step further by putting those drainage holes in there so everything will drain right in the sink. You thought of everything.
I love that part of this process, right? When you're an inventor and you do, you know, and again, you have to look at where it comes from. So, you know, I don't know if it was the germaphobe thing first or playing for the NFL and having to go from room to room and then having a roommate all the time. You know how clean that guy's going to be. So you kind of want to take control and organize your own space. And that's exactly what this does. This keeps all your stuff where you need it. You know where everything is. You're not going to lose anything because you're like, here's my tray of stuff. And then at the end of the day, you clean it. It's like nobody even touched the sink.
Let me ask you, Bernard, how long did it take you to go from, hey, the idea, I've got to come up with something, until you're here today? How long of a process has it been?
You know, it's about a 2-year process. So we're dealing with all the legal stuff. Drawing, I tried drawing it, but I had to hire an artist because it just didn't look the part. But nevertheless, it's one of those things where there. I wanted to keep it. It's made in America. It's an awesome product, tough, sturdy. It's going to hold. It's going to hold your stuff, and it's going to keep it safe. And it's exciting.
But you know, it's an important point that Bernard brings up about the process. Okay,
Right.
because many of you out there may have an idea for something,
right?
And the first thing you need to do is get that idea out of your head and get it on paper.
Exactly.
That's what you need to do. Draw it, and it's okay. Just understand that when you're drawing or making a prototype, ugly is okay. All right? It's okay to not be perfect or anything like that. Don't wait for it to be perfect, right?
You're right about that.
Just get it on paper, get that idea out of your head, and then the process will progress.
Yeah.
Just like Bernard said, it took him 2 years to get to this point.
And the amazing world of cardboard, too, because you'd be surprised how many people make stuff out of cardboard before they get there, because you can cut it and play with it. So that's a little tip as well. Also, you know, you got to remember, you're going to run into people that tell you can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And they do it, you know, all the time. A lot of people are jealous or whatever it is, or they're like, nah, he's never going to do it. You have to get through those stumbling blocks. And then when you have your product like Bernard did, you have to kind of look at it and think, okay, is this perfect? Bob brought up the holes, putting the holes in there. So now, you know, stuff, again, you know, you've got liquids, whatever can get through there can go through the sink. You don't have to deal with that. And the fact that it folds, right? Because a lot of people are going to want to travel. You see all the different things you put into that.
Yeah.
And then you come up with the final product, and that's when you finally get to a place like this. Find somebody that can make it for you. Find out a way to do it so it's not so expensive nobody can afford it, and then make sure you can get it home and do it like we do, where we offer it on a flex pay. So it's only $17.48. There are 300 left. We got about a minute on the clock. It really is one of our American dreams, and we love it, Bob, because we get to see these folks come out, and you've already been famous. You've already hit that. But there's something about when people buy something from you.
Right.
You know, how did that feel the first time you sold one?
Well, it's awesome because you see you're solving a need for, you know, to a problem, but at the same time, like, you know, just the stories I get from so many different women where, you know, they're spilling the makeup down a drain or the hair down a drain, and now they don't have that problem anymore, simply because they're using a tray in the morning.
I love it just for that, right, to keep the hair out.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say that. That can become very costly.
Exactly.
If you have to call and get hair out of the drain, you can start spending a lot of money. This is going to help prevent that as well. But when somebody actually buys it, that validates it in your mind, too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I thought I had a good idea. Now I know I had a good idea.
That's right. I'm not the only one. Everybody else has the same problem. And that's really when you start thinking about ideas, think about problems everybody has, and then come up with a great solution like Bernard did. Here's, again, the before and after, so you see how tidy everything is. And again, you can, one fell swoop, you can move everything off to the side if you need to, but you can put all your little tools away. You fold it up, give it a rinse, put it away for next time, and it really is a great way to get organized. Especially, ladies, you know, when you get ready in the morning, organization is the key to getting out of the house on time.
Save time.
This is going to keep your life. It makes life simple. It really does. Best ideas.
No question about it.
Yeah,
Bernard, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Our
Good
pleasure.
To see you, buddy.
Thank you.
Continued success.
Thank you.
All right, $17.40.